Welcome to the International Professional Development video series of Learning Project Management. This video is Learning Stakeholder Engagement. Click like, subscribe and the bell icons to watch and learn project management and other learning series from IPD. People out of curiosity have an interest in what happens around us. If they become aware of a project work and its outcome, they become interested. The project's outcome may be considered as an opportunity or threat by them. Because of vested interest, they represent or maintain a stake in the project. They become stakeholder because of their proclaimed stake in the project. One of the primary purposes of the project management is to satisfy stakeholders. Actively engaging stakeholders increases the likelihood of the success of the project. In this video, you will learn a 5-step approach to understand and actively engage stakeholders. It will help maximize stakeholders' buy-in towards project success. The steps involved are stakeholders identification, analysis, classification, plan engagement, and review and monitor the plan. The step 1 of this practical 5-step approach is to identify people, groups, or organizations that have an interest in the project and are actively involved, are impacted by project outcome or work activities, have the ability to influence the project through its power. All those identified are termed as stakeholders. In the identification of stakeholder process, think of people, group, or organizations who are interested and want to know about the project, who hold significant position and have ability to lead the project and make decisions, who is affected by the project in a positive or negative way, who can influence the project, who has a voice and can manage opinion, who are supportive and can elevate the project, who is opposing and has the power to slow down progress, who are end users of the project and will benefit from the project outcome. An essential part of the stakeholder identification process is to organize the stakeholders into internal and external spheres. Internal stakeholders are those individuals who are directly involved in project activities. These may include the project team, employees, customers, and partners. External stakeholders are those outside of the implementing organization and may include subcontractors, suppliers, service providers, neighbors, citizens, and society overall, lobbying groups, environmental activists, regulatory agencies, professional organizations, and industry associations. We come across a wide range of stakeholders in the identification step. So is the diversity in the stakeholders' expectations as well, as all have their own thoughts and perceptions. In the second step, we want to know more about stakeholders, their needs, demands, expectations, and requirements, and analyze the information. Stakeholders' characteristics analyzed in this step are mainly interest. What level of interest or concern do they have in the project? To what degree they are affected? Are they affected negatively or positively? Expectations. What are their expectations with the project during execution and upon completion? What they require? What is their current thinking and opinion? What information do they want? What are their demands, requirements, and preferences? Influence. What level of influence or power they have and to what degree they can support or oppose the project. Some stakeholders may have limited ability to influence the project, while others may significantly impact the project. Usually, stakeholder influence is most significant during the initial stages of the project and gets gradually reduced as the project progresses. Anticipate response. Anticipate risks and how they will react or respond to various situations to plan how to influence them and get their support. To further analyze the stakeholders' action, here are some questions to the anticipation of the expected moves by the stakeholders. Will they play a negative role and find faults and complain? Will they demand changes as in improvements or removals from the project? Will their actions support the project towards successful completion? Will they have the ability to put barriers and delay project progress? Will they be able to change the opinion in favor or against the project? Will they have the ability to control the resources and affect the project? In step 3, classify the stakeholders into 5 major groups based on the engagement level and the outcome of the stakeholders analysis. The stakeholders engagement levels are classified into 5 categories. 1. Unaware, those who have no knowledge and want to stay unaware. 2. Resistant, those who are opposing the project. Neutral, those who are neither supportive nor opposing. Supporter, those who are happy with the project and support the project activities and its outcome. Leading, these are the people in driving seat and leading, directing and managing the project. After identifying, assessing and classifying stakeholders, we record the results in stakeholder register. The stakeholder register contains the relevant information of stakeholders in various columns. Identification, stakeholders ID, name, location and role. Assessment, to record facts, interests and expectations. Impact, influence, what degree of influence do they have? Category, to which type does a stakeholder belong, say internal or external? Classification, unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive or leading. Engagement strategy, an effective engagement of stakeholders is critical to project success throughout the project life cycle. The main objective of stakeholder engagement is to build and keep all stakeholders' interest and trust. A few key principles to consider when working on stakeholder engagement include: market and communicate the project information, goals and objectives in early stage of the project. Make sure stakeholders are aware of the project planned outcome. Recognize stakeholders' issues and requirements. Engage the stakeholders at the appropriate time and obtain continued commitment. Appreciate their involvement in the project. This action builds trust between stakeholders and the project team. Resolve all identified concerns and manage expectations through negotiations. Engage through effective communications if support or involvement is required. Relate the engagement actions to the organization's objectives and goals. The Stakeholder Engagement Assessment Matrix is a tool to understand the identified and classified stakeholders' current and desired engagement levels. A simple populated stakeholder engagement matrix is on the screen. Each row represents a single stakeholder, where columns represent the stakeholders' classification completed in step 3. The letter C indicates the current engagement level and D denotes the desired level. The project team must plan strategies to bring the stakeholders to the desired classification state. Power Interest Grid is another tool for placing the stakeholders in the respective quadrant of the grid based on their interest and influence. The Power Interest Grid is simple 2x2 grid with stakeholder interest ranging from low to high on the x-axis and stakeholder influence again ranging from low to high on y-axis. The grid forms 4 quadrants. Based on their level of interest and power, the stakeholders are placed in the appropriate quadrant. The power interest matrix helps plan strategies to apply to various stakeholders based on which quadrant they belong. High power, high interest. These people have authority and are key stakeholders. They must be engaged closely and make the most outstanding efforts to satisfy. High power, low interest. People in this quadrant have decision-making authority but are not actively involved. These must be kept informed and satisfied, but not to be overwhelmed with too much information. Low power, high interest. These people are not significantly involved but are interested in the project. Keep these people adequately informed and updated. Low power, low interest. These are the people least interested in the project, but keep monitoring these people and provide periodic updates. Last step, step 5, is monitoring and review of stakeholders' engagement. It's all about reviewing stakeholder relationships and make modifications if necessary in engagement strategies. The purpose of monitoring and reviewing the process is to increase the proficiency and effectiveness of the stakeholders' engagement activities as the project progresses. A few key steps considered to review stakeholder engagement include review stakeholder list, change if any in the stakeholder engagement matrix, review the progress on engagement strategies and modifications if necessary, review communication strategies with stakeholders. Contact International Professional Development for engineering and technology professionals training in project management, construction management, public infrastructure asset management, engineering softwares, professional certifications, and soft skills. We offer in-class training, virtual instructor-led training, and on-site training. Thank you for watching, and if find useful, make sure to click like, subscribe and bell icons to watch and learn project management and other coming learning series from IPD.